policy is actually aimed at conflict resolutions, which we know have been there for ages between the Fulani herdsmen and the farmers. So it is aimed at resolving these conflicts and then towards creating a reserved community or reserved communities where the Fulanis will be able to settle, take care of their cattle and the cattle produce, and to give an atmosphere, an environment where they will be able to settle and associate with themselves regarding any socio-economic activities, any business that has to do with the cattle rearing and their whole lives. That's what the Ruga is aimed at, so that they don't roam about looking for grazing lands, grazing areas, which is the main cause for the conflicts between them and the farmers. As they move around, they destroy farm produce, and that is what is bringing the clashes. So the whole policy is to resolve these conflicts and make them stay in one place so that they benefit from the dividend of the democracy, and then we have peace maintained finally. There are three. Maradun is the first phase, which is almost completed. We have one in Zulmi local government and the other one in Maru local government around Ansado area. So that makes it three. The same design, yes, the same plan, yes. And you can imagine how big it's going to be if everything is done as we planned. And inshallah, the way things have come up, like I've said, we are almost done with Maradun. So taking the second phase, third phase will be done with immediate effect, inshallah. It's quite a vast land. There are a plan for 210 houses for the Fulani herdsmen to settle in there. We have the 5-bedroom houses, we have 3-bedroom houses, and we have 1-bedroom houses. Basically, the 5-3 are for traditional rulers and religious rulers, and other houses are for normal masses of the Fulanis. Within the compound of the houses, we have spaces where these people will keep their cattle. They are of 2 parts, and each part will contain at least 90 heads of cattle. So, for example, if you have cattle and other different livestock, you have the cattle in a separate segment and then the other livestock in a separate segment. Say you have sheep or goats. And then if you have only cattle, you can keep the calves in a separate place aside their mother's place. Then we also have the school facilities. We have secondary and primary schools located in there for their children to go to school and get educated. We also have the religious schools, the Islamic schools are there. We have the marketplace where they can do their usual business activities. We also have the police station for security purpose. We have veterinary clinic for their cattle. We have the primary healthcare center where they, as humans, can go for their medical business. Now, these are just some of the facilities, some of the structures that are put there in place for this Fulani herdsman to live in there. That's the grazing land. What we actually plan to do is make sure that we have an irrigation system where the animal feed will be planted and grown year in, year out rotationally, so that whether it's rainy season, they have their feed, whether it's dry season, we have the irrigation system to make sure that they don't go around the world looking for food for their cattle. So that will sustain them and make sure that they have a cattle feed year in, year out. That very vast land we just talked about is the grazing land, where will be all green pastures are going to be planted there where the animals will feed on. The market is, like I said, their usual business center, not only for them, because this thing is located in a local government. We expect people from local government headquarters and even from different local governments to come in and do their market business there, where they can sell animals, where they can sell their farm produce, cattle produce and whatever. We expect a lot of marketing activities there. Primarily the Fulanis. we know they are the ones that we can say are homeless. We never find them in a particular permanent accommodated environment. And it's because of that that we're having all these conflicts. So we are saying, instead of roaming around, today you are here, tomorrow you have relocated to another state or to some part of the country. Now we are saying, come back home, gather in this settlement and make a life useful for yourselves. The fact that they are roaming all around brings in this conflict with the farmers, deprived their children from going to school, attaining qualifications, and even acquiring jobs. And this ignorance is a major factor that contributes to all this armed banditry. So we hope when they are reserved in a community and their normal lives are settled, their usual activities are on, we think it will be of utmost benefit to them and the entire state or the country at large. So they are the primary beneficiaries of the Ruga Settlement. The first benefit I will say that the government will reap is the security of the state. Like I said, it is aimed at conflict resolution, and that we guarantee it will work, inshallah. And then secondly, there will be a lot of income generation, revenue generation on the part of the government, because the executive governor has a plan to see to it that we put in a modern abattoir and a dairy production center, a dairy production factory in the Ruga, where the cattle will be used instead of taking them out of the state or getting people to come on their own and buy their milk. So it's going to be a modernized center where the Fulani will be taking in their cows for milking, for processing. We can make out yogurts in them, even powdered milk, and then we can make cheese out of it. And then the meat processing factory will also be there, where we'll do it modernized, where we'll have the cow meat processed, we have the bones processed, the skin processed. The factory will be done by the government, even though we have to bring in partners so that it will be sustained. Whether it's this government, whether it's another government that comes in later, we make sure that we have put a plan that will be sustainable even after the passage of this government. So we have designed a marketing strategy, and it can, the way it's going to be done, it can even lead to export system marketing, because we have enough cattle in the state. I'm sure you know that Zamfara is one of the states that has the highest cattle breeding in Nigeria. So we have enough cattle to take out the project. So when it comes, we will have investors coming in, and the government will see that it's the intermediary so that sustainability is achieved, inshallah. So when we have this, I'm sure it will be a very big revenue generation system for the government. It will create a lot of job opportunities for citizens, not only the Fulanis, even people around the local government headquarters, and even those in the state capital too. We have a police station there, and since this place is located in the local government headquarters in Maradu, we also have security personnel, and in case there is anything beyond this police station that is closer to them, I'm sure they can be guaranteed that there is no harm. It's something that we have been